For some time in history, those who give the orders are worlds away from those who live with the consequences. A pilot sits in a quiet room thousands of kilometers away from the battlefield. Moments later, a missile is launched. No cockpit, no pilot in the sky, just a machine and a decision made from the ground. This is the reality of modern drone warfare. Before I begin, I would want to state that this video discusses drone warfare and military strikes, and the purpose is just educational and to explore the history and tech, that's aviation technology and geopolitical impact of unmanned aerial vehicles. And I want to say that our thoughts are with all families, civilians, and communities who have suffered some form of loss as a result of drone strikes. And we should all note that every civilian casualty is a tragedy. We don't attempt to glorify drone warfare, but to understand how this evolved. I cannot cover everything, but it's just a summarized version of what is around. Additional research will help you understand drone warfare better. In the early 2000s, a new form of warfare began emerging in the skies over some part of the world, mainly the Middle East, and during conflicts in such places, remotely piloted aircraft, commonly known as drones, become a central tool in military operations. These drones were operated by some of the world powers. These aircraft are designed for long endurance missions and can remain airborne for up to 20 hours while conducting intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and precision strike operations. Unlike the traditional fighter jet, the pilot is not inside the aircraft. Instead, the system is controlled remotely from a ground station, sometimes thousands of kilometers away. This shift marked a profound transformation in aviation. Aircraft were no longer limited by the endurance of a human pilot. Drone strikes became a redefining feature of counterterrorism strategies during administrations of certain leaders. Early strikes targeted militant networks operating across certain regions in the world. One of the earliest widely reported drone strike was in 2002 in Yemen. According to investigations by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, hundreds of drone strikes were conducted in countries including Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia in the 2000s and the 2010s. Their data estimates that between 2,500 and 4,000 people have been unalived by drone strikes in certain parts of the world, and several others are also injured. These numbers remain debated among researchers and policy analysts, but they illustrate the scale of drone warfare during this period. Drone warfare has also been studied extensively by academic researchers and policy institutions, and a study by researchers including Sarah Kreps of the Cornell University examined drone strike policies and found the rules introduced by one American administration and attempting to reduce civilian casualties by requiring what policymakers call near certainty that civilians will not be harmed. Analysis by the Brookings Institution suggests that these policy changes may have improved strike precision in some cases. At the same time, other researchers studying drone conflicts and drone conflict patterns have argued that frequency of strikes often reflect overwhelming technological advantage held by the side deploying them. While drones were transforming warfare, another revolution was happening in civilian aviation. Small quadcopters began appearing in electronic stores all over the world, and companies like DJI introduced accessible drones like the Phantom, allowing everyday users to capture aerial photography and explore flight from a completely new perspective. Within just a few years, drones became tools for aerial cinematography, agricultural monitoring, infrastructure inspection, environmental research, search and rescue missions, and so many other life transforming situations. What was once an advanced military technology had become part of everyday aviation. But as drone technology became cheaper and more accessible, the line between civilian and military use began to blur. Commercial aviation drones have increasingly appeared in modern conflicts, sometimes modified for reconnaissance or attack. Groups with far fewer resources than national militaries suddenly gained access to aerial capabilities that were once reserved for advanced air forces. This development represents one of the most profound shifts in modern aviation. For the first time in history, air power is no longer limited to nations with traditional air forces. The story of drones is not just about machines, it's about how aviation technology originally developed, mostly for surveillance and experimentation, and how it has evolved into one of the most powerful and controversial tools of modern warfare. Example, what is happening in the Middle East right now. For long endurance military aircraft flying over conflict zones to small quadcopters filming weddings and city skylines, drones have transformed both aviation and the battlefield, and the evolution is only just the beginning.